If you are a dancer, ex-dancer, current dancer who has a lot of traumatic lore, or if you just like dance or happened to like Dance Moms growing up, you need to read this book. Hi guys, I am so excited because today I am going to briefly discuss / review NiaSioux's book, Bottom of the Pyramid. If you don't know who NiaSioux is, she is one of the dancers and stars, and yes, I am calling them all stars, unlike the certain dance teacher who constantly brought them down.
Maybe I need to go somewhere else. Me and Christi.
Christi and I! You idiot! Christi and I!
But she was one of the stars of the hit show Dance Moms that ran in like the mid 2000s, 2010s. Now, a little background on me and why I was so excited to read this book. If you've never seen my face before, hi, my name is Stella and I make videos about all things media, that being books, TV shows, movies. I also post the occasional lifestyle and beauty content. Today is obviously talking about a book, but I am also a dancer. I have been dancing since I was 7 and I grew up with Dance Moms. These girls are not far in age from me. I'm 25 years old and I'm almost positive, I would need to look it up, but Nia is like a year and a half younger than me, maybe 2 years younger than me. It was very relevant to me and I was watching it live. I was seeing what they went through. And honestly, I was finding like some solace in the show, and not in the way that you think. I was finding solace in the girls and their resilience to the whole situation with their dance teacher. Because although I didn't have an experience that like mirrored exactly what they went through, I had some traumatic lore occurring at my dance school that I was at the time. But when I heard Nia was writing a book, I was really, really excited to read it. And this is honestly, I don't read a lot of nonfiction. That's something I want to try to get into in the new year. But this was really my first memoir. And I am so happy that it was, and it was just such a good book. So let me get into the review. So in this book, Nia talks about her time on the show Dance Moms, but more specifically, the fact that she was frequently at the bottom of the pyramid. And if you've never watched the show, Abby, the dance teacher, would basically rank the girls on a pyramid each week, and Nia would oftentimes fall on the bottom. There were times that she was on the top, but it was a rare occasion. Some of the girls also had, I would say, similar treatment in terms of like where they typically ranked. But something that Nia even said is that there were many times that Abby didn't even know why she was at the bottom of the pyramid. It's just like she was expecting her to be there. And hearing that, like that your own dance teacher didn't believe in you, like I get it and I understand, but it was also really heartbreaking to read. But that's generally the crux of like how she formatted and formulated this book. I rated it 5 stars, and I don't know if that's like an unpopular opinion. I was looking on Fable and Goodreads. The consensus was that the book is really great, but some people were really kind of nitpicking her writing, or that things were confusing at times, but I never felt that. I actually felt like she was a very clear and concise writer.
Why are you entitled, Holly, and not me?
You're entitled to your wrong opinion. That's fine.
I thought there were many quotable, amazing moments where she really dug deep into how she was feeling at the time of the show. Another reason why I rated it 5 stars is, like I said earlier, is like the amount of relatability I got from it. I really cried like halfway through the book and to the end. I was a wreck. It was kind of bringing up a lot of things that I think I try to repress about my dance experience when I was younger. And to hear someone so clearly articulate what I feel like I have never been able to convey to someone who has never been through something like that, or maybe had a really positive experience with dance. This was just so validating, and I just thought she did a really excellent job at explaining the emotions and how it impacts her in her life now. The themes of the book, I would say obviously a huge one, I think would be adversity and overcoming adversity. but it was really nice to read the honest truth about being a dancer of color. I am mixed. I am half black, half white. And I have definitely experienced some of the things that Nia was describing in this book. There is a really famous dancer, Misty Copeland, who has talked about this as well, but it's basically being judged. I don't know if this is a good way to phrase it, but like stereotyped for the physique that you have, because obviously no matter what race you are, body types come in all shapes and sizes. But for a young dancer of color, an adult dancer of color, your more muscular physique, your curves are going to be immediately judged. The fact that Nia was talking about that Abby, the dance teacher, would constantly call her fat. All of those girls had abs. It's just the fact that maybe her body was a little bit more curvy that made the dance teacher, you know, seem to have a problem with. And I feel like she immediately assigns that to her because of her race. And that happened to me on multiple occasions. If you've never danced before, one of the technical things that you learn, you know, right at the beginning of when you're doing ballet or jazz or any of those types of styles, your tailbone, you know, needs to be tucked under and your rib cage knits together. And that's just like the proper form, right, that you have to assume. And I had a teacher one time tell me that my tailbone wasn't down. But I had explained to her that my tailbone is down. She's just picking on me because I have a different body than my peers. I'm sure some people will be like,
Well, that wasn't about race.
but I immediately interpreted it like that because I didn't look like the other kids in the class, or my physique didn't necessarily match theirs. And then I didn't experience this or anything, but Nia discusses how she was typecast a lot in roles, stuff that was never even aired on the show, very inappropriate dances that she was given. And by inappropriate, I just mean extreme stereotyping and honestly dehumanizing of a young child. I'm not going to say specifics because I really want you guys to read the book, so I don't want to give anything away. Abby, the dance teacher, also would make extremely racist comments to Nia about her hair.
Then fix this hair, because it's horrible.
And why don't you fix your hair and fix your face and your body and everything else?
That's fine. When I joined
And generally just her being on the competition team that was chosen to be on Dance Moms. And it was hard to read. And really facing adversity is one of the big themes, I would say, because she talks about her journey of how she did not let Abby get to her, that she wanted to work harder. I thought that those parts were very inspiring, but I also wanted to point out that one of the themes was my favorite part of this book was that there is so much that you can do with your talent and so much that life can offer that's outside of the bubble of your activity. Extremely inspiring to read how many things Nia was doing while the show was airing. And I really do blame the show and the producers for continuing the narrative. And this is something that she talks about a lot in the book, that like the producers and the show, you know, set up these girls and their moms to be play certain characters basically. And so constantly every week, those tropes were reinforced. And Nia was doing many things outside of the show of Dance Moms. She was in an off-Broadway production. She had gotten a role on a soap opera. Like, she was doing a lot of stuff outside of it. But of course, the television show never mentioned that. But she really did star in her own life. And I just felt like this book, more than anything, was extremely inspirational. I think that this is important for not just adults to read, but I think that teenagers would get a lot of benefit out of this, especially if they're in a sport. Like, that's what I'm saying. There is a whole chapter where she like dives into multiple paragraphs about how her therapist analyzed her and the trauma responses that she has now taken into adulthood, that she has been a people pleaser, many things like that, which are extremely relatable to me because I think dance formulates a certain type of perfectionist mind. Kudos to Nia. Seriously, like, this is incredible. Also, can we talk about the cover? I absolutely love this cover with her and then all of her costumes. Like, I think that that's adorable. And I like how the costumes, like, it's like bottom of the pyramid, but she's sitting on top of all the drama or all the trauma. And to top it all off, it took me like super quick to get through it. Like, it really was no heavy lifting. It was a quick read. So yes, that is my review. If you read this book, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments, or let me know if I enticed you to read it. And if you have any traumatic dance lore, I would also love to hear that if you're willing to share, and maybe how Dance Moms or the girls allowed you to feel seen, or how you felt connected to that show. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.